Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the exact technological blueprint that is actively separating the thriving businesses from the merely surviving ones in the 2026 Phoenix metro market. We're talking about a massive, seismic shift across the valley right now. You know, that enterprise-grade tech that used to be locked away in big Silicon Valley headquarters? Well, it's moved right into our backyard, and it's literally rewriting the rules of local business. If you're a local entrepreneur, getting a grip on this shift is absolutely your golden ticket to outmaneuvering the competition over the next couple of years. But before we map out all those incredible solutions, let's get real for a second and look at the baseline risk. Right now, the average cost of IT downtime for a small business is an eye-watering $3,200 per hour. Yeah, per hour. Just let that sink in. For a lot of local shops, just a 4-hour outage on a busy Tuesday, maybe your point of sale goes down or your inventory system totally locks up, that can wipe out an entire week's worth of profit just like that. The margin for error here is shrinking incredibly fast. So, to avoid those catastrophic losses, we're going to explore the 6 critical pillars of the 2026 small business tech ecosystem. We'll breeze through the 2026 Phoenix Tech Divide, agentic AI and hyperautomation, edge computing and hybrid infrastructure, zero trust security and resilience, sustainable IT business operations, and finally, partnering with Alpha Omega. Kicking things off with Section 1, the 2026 Phoenix Tech Divide. We really need to take a hard look at the current baseline reality across the valley, from the manufacturing hubs down in Chandler all the way up to the corporate offices in Scottsdale. The old way of doing things, that reactive break-fix IT, where you only call for help when a server literally starts smoking, yeah, that's completely dead. Every single entrepreneur in the valley has to ask themselves right now, is your current tech stock an anchor dragging you down, or is it an engine propelling you forward? Because the sheer breakneck pace of the 2026 economy absolutely demands an engine. You just can't drag legacy systems into this new era and expect to win. This core thesis we pulled from Alpha Omega Technical Services really hits the nail on the head. Enterprise-level tech is now the absolute baseline for local competitive advantage. There's no way around it. You can't just coast on the status quo anymore. You have to actively integrate these emerging trends just to stay in the game. It's a complete, fundamental shift in how we build a business foundation today. All right, moving into Section 2, agentic AI and hyperautomation. What's super fascinating here is how we're completely shifting the paradigm toward what's known as the small giant strategy. The pace of change we're seeing here is just staggering. Think back to 2023. AI was mostly those simple generative chatbots, right? You typed in a prompt, maybe it drafted a quick email or a memo for you. Well, we are way past that now. 2026 agentic AI means fully autonomous systems that are capable of executing complex, multi-step workflows entirely independently. They don't just sit around waiting for you to tell them what to do. They actually take action on your behalf, acting like an active, proactive team member in your daily operations. To put this into perspective, there's a local Gilbert logistics firm doing this perfectly right now. Their AI agent runs completely autonomously across 3 distinct steps. Step 1, it spots a shipment delay and instantly flags it. Step 2, without any prompting, it dynamically contacts backup vendors and negotiates a brand new shipping rate based on their preset rules. And Step 3, it seamlessly updates their entire inventory software. All of this happens entirely in the background. No human ever touches a keyboard, no one makes a panicked phone call, it just works. And the financial impact of this? It's completely undeniable. Small businesses running these exact agentic workflows are seeing a massive 35% reduction in their operational overhead. By handing off all these complex but highly repetitive tasks to an AI agent, they are totally freeing up their human teams from all that administrative drudgery. Now, those people can actually focus on revenue growth, strategic planning, and building deeper client relationships. But wait, it gets even better when you orchestrate this hyper-automation across multiple departments. When you combine AI with robotic process automation to manage how your data flows, you can actually achieve a staggering 99% reduction in manual data entry errors. That level of precision is completely unmatched. You literally stop wasting time fixing fat finger mistakes and start trusting your data implicitly. It's a total game changer. Combining these AI and low-code tools is what allowed a 10-person firm out in Mesa to boost their order processing speeds by 300%. Seriously, 300%. This is that small giant strategy in full effect. A lean 10-person team effectively doing the volume and heavy lifting of a 50-person team from just 5 years ago, and they're doing it without burning out their staff. Let's transition over to Section 3, Edge Computing and Hybrid Infrastructure. We're going to dive into the physical reality of our rapidly expanding business corridors in the North Valley and Chandler, zeroing in on that local hardware foundation. Right now, we're seeing an absolute explosion in edge computing. What does that actually mean? Well, essentially, it's processing data locally, right there, closer to where it's actually being generated, like on the factory floor or right in the office, instead of beaming every single byte to some distant cloud server. By doing this, Phoenix businesses dealing with IoT sensors or real-time analytics are instantly saving an average of 20% on their monthly cloud egress fees. That's basically that hidden exorbitant tax you pay just to download your own data back out of the cloud. So processing on the edge is significantly faster, and it's way, way cheaper. Furthermore, the whole hybrid work debate, that's completely over. We are now officially in the era of hybrid infrastructure 3.0. With employees scattered all across Maricopa County, Phoenix small businesses are investing heavily in permanent, high-fidelity infrastructure. This means you need robust SD-WAN, that's a software-defined networking approach, to make sure your remote voice and video calls are always crystal clear. It also absolutely requires centralized mobile device management, or MDM, to turn every single remote laptop, phone, or tablet into a heavily secure, tightly controlled gateway right back to the home office. Now, this centralized control isn't just some fun, nice-to-have tech luxury. It's a stark financial necessity. Why? Because the average cost of a data breach, factoring in remediation, lost revenue, and a totally ruined reputation for a mid-sized Phoenix firm is now a devastating $150,000. Without MDM strictly enforced across your company, one remote worker's compromised tablet sitting at a local coffee shop could literally bring down your entire organization. And that terrifying thought leads us perfectly right into Section 4, Zero Trust, Security, and Resilience. This is the absolute shield actively protecting your assets and making sure your entire network stays bulletproof. We are witnessing the total convergence of physical and digital security. Your AI surveillance cameras, your keycard access, your network logins, they all sit neatly under this zero trust model. Under this architecture, the rule is simple. Absolutely no user or device is trusted by default, period. Whether they're inside the office network or outside of it, it doesn't matter. Every single connection has to be verified continuously, regardless of who is logging in. It's really the only effective, comprehensive defense we have against these highly sophisticated 2026-level social engineering and phishing attacks. And hey, if you choose to ignore this standard, you better be prepared to pay the price straight out of pocket. Cyber assurance providers are aggressively auditing their clients right now. We're talking about premiums spiking by as much as 40% this year alone for companies that aren't compliant. Having a zero trust framework isn't just some best practice anymore. It's rapidly becoming a hard, non-negotiable requirement just to get basic coverage in the Valley. Of course, when things actually do go wrong, downtime simply isn't an option. To guarantee zero downtime against both sophisticated cyber attacks and, let's be real, our extreme weather totally stressing out the local Phoenix power grid because we all know servers love to throw a fit when it's 115 degrees outside, small businesses are heavily adopting modern disaster recovery. We're talking instant virtualization here. That means if you have a local hardware failure, you can literally spin up and run your whole server environment in the cloud within minutes, all backed up safely by out-of-state redundant storage. Okay. Let's pivot and explore Section 5, Sustainable IT Business Operations. Let's look at how green tech is way more than just a slick marketing buzzword. It's actually a core fiscal requirement for surviving the peak Arizona summer. With local energy prices continuously projected to rise, strictly managing your power draw is absolutely critical to protecting your bottom line. Upgrading to modern fiber optic cabling and highly energy-efficient switches can actually pull a commercial building's IT energy consumption down by up to 15%. And if you combine that with leveraging the circular economy, which basically means choosing professionally refurbished commercial-grade hardware instead of just dumping the old stuff in a landfill, you can save thousands of dollars annually. Plus, you'll be easily checking off those vital ESG requirements that a lot of larger corporate partners are now strictly demanding from their vendors. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, partnering with Alpha Omega. This really brings us to the most practical question for any business owner tuning in. How in the world do you actually implement this incredibly complex, interconnected blueprint without completely losing focus on running your actual business? Well, you do it by bringing in the right guide. You have to partner with local experts like Alpha Omega Technical Services over in Gilbert. You really need to transition away from that exhausting, reactive, break-fix IT mentality and step into a proactive strategic partnership that is custom-tailored for the modern Phoenix landscape. Think of Alpha Omega as your local IT Sherpa. They step in, they orchestrate all these digital workflows, they set up your edge computing nodes so they actually survive the brutal desert heat, and they completely secure your perimeter. Basically, they handle the entire tech headache, completely freeing you up to focus on becoming a small giant in your specific industry. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one absolutely crucial thought to mull over. The cutting-edge tools to completely dominate your market, they exist right now, today. And I guarantee you, your top competitors are already looking at them. So the question is, are you ready to embrace this tech foundation and scale as a small giant? Or are you going to let hesitation cost you your business's entire future? The choice for 2026 is entirely yours.